Archangel Michael says, "Beloved, I'm so glad your path finally led you here. I've been waiting for over 3 weeks to deliver this message. I assure you what you're about to hear may move you to tears, but listen closely, because this message won't remain visible for long. Stop everything for just this moment. I'm not asking for your time, I'm asking for your heart. What I need to tell you is something heaven has been trying to whisper into your dreams each night. That tug in your spirit, that odd stirring in your chest, that heavy silence. That wasn't a random feeling, that was me, that was the divine breaking through the walls pain built around you. Right now I need you present. Don't scroll past this. If you do, you might miss the one answer your soul has been quietly pleading for. Someone in heaven, someone who once held you during your lowest, who made you laugh when tears were all you had, has been urgently asking me to deliver this to you. And yes, they spoke your name last night at 3:11 a.m., your name was carried through eternity's gates. They begged, if they hear anything today, let it be this. And I, Archangel Michael, made a vow, that I wouldn't rest until these words found you. This moment isn't chance, it's sacred. This is your divine encounter with truth, clarity, and healing. You've been feeling a heavy weariness, haven't you? Not the kind that sleep cures, but the deep kind that drains even your brightest days. You've been smiling, yes, but it hasn't touched your soul. Laughing, but silently wondering if anyone truly sees you. Heaven does, God sees you, I see you. And even more, something is on its way. That's why I've come. A breakthrough is forming right now in the spiritual realm, and before it touches your life, this had to reach you. Something occurred 3 weeks ago, do you remember? A peculiar moment, a fleeting thought, a dream that lingered. It may have seemed small, but it was heaven's hand at work. That's one of the reasons I was sent. They warned me you might scroll past this, too weary from disappointments to believe again. But I pleaded for one more chance. Now that you're here, open your heart, because what I'm about to tell you could shift the next 11 days of your life, and possibly protect you from something that could deeply hurt you. Yes, I said devastating, not to frighten you, but because I love you enough to speak the truth. There's a door that's about to close, and another one ready to open. Here's the truth most overlook: sometimes God shuts doors you begged Him to open, not out of cruelty, but because He saw what was hidden. There was betrayal behind the charm, deception behind the opportunity. And even though it shattered you when it ended, heaven rejoiced, knowing your soul was spared. Now you're standing at a threshold, between what was, and what's being prepared. That's why I had to reach you now. You need to be spiritually alert for what's next. Pay attention, someone is preparing to reach out to you this week. Their timing will seem strange, unexpected even. They may send a message, call you, or just show up. But their appearance isn't by chance. Trust your intuition when they come. You'll either feel deep peace, or unsettled confusion. That feeling, that's me, that's heaven giving you either a red flag, or a green light. Do not ignore it this time. You've ignored the warning signs before, and were left hurting. But this time you're not walking alone, we are with you. If your spirit is resonating right now, it's not random. Heaven still has more to show you. There's something else hidden deeper in you, a spiritual box that's been locked away since childhood. Inside it are memories, visions, parts of you that got buried, just so you could keep going. You've told yourself no one would ever understand, but I do, I see you, even the parts you've hidden from yourself. That night you almost gave up, I was there. That quiet prayer you whispered, thinking no one heard, I carried it straight to heaven. Now something inside you is being reawakened. There's a spiritual inheritance attached to your name, a destiny, a mission, a calling, that life and pain tried to delay. But heaven is saying no more waiting. That's why you're still here, why you're reading this right now. You may feel the goosebumps or tears coming, let them. That's not weakness, that's the Spirit moving through you. You're not broken, you're not crazy, you're just finally remembering who you were always meant to be. And there's someone on this earth who's watching you, though not with judgment, with awe. They don't even fully understand why they're drawn to you. But it's your light, it's the divine that rests in your soul. That's why you feel so much, that's why you love so deeply, and dream so wildly. You were never designed for a small life. And those around you, they can feel it, even if they don't yet know it's angelic in origin. But they will, soon. Stay with me now, there's one last truth I must share. There is a battle you didn't start, but it's found its way to your door. A spiritual one, moving through your home, your relationships, your thoughts. The confusion, the emotional fatigue, the sudden conflicts, none of that is coincidence. It's warfare. But I'm standing watch over you now. When that inner voice tries to convince you you're failing, I want you to say out loud, I am protected, I am chosen, I am never alone. Because I, Michael, stand at your door tonight, and I won't let what's coming destroy you. Feel that, that's peace beginning to settle, where anxiety once ruled. That's heaven leaning in, and whispering, don't go, we're still speaking. And you, beloved, you're still standing, and that matters, that means something divine has already taken root. Your soul recognized this, long before your mind could catch up. That's how heaven works, it doesn't rely on proof, just permission. And now that you've said yes, just watch, beginning tonight, not in days or weeks, but now. That stirring in your chest, the ringing in your ears, the sudden calm. Those aren't random, they're signs. Someone looked at your strength in silence, at your perseverance in private, and because of you, they chose not to give up. You didn't know it, but your light was a lighthouse to their storm. And now it's your time, it's your turn to see, what all the waiting, all the breaking, all the stretching was for. You were being molded for something greater than comfort, something eternal. You weren't being punished, you were being positioned. And now heaven is about to place something in your hands, that generations before you prayed, would one day come to pass. I need you to be ready, not perfect ready, not fearless, just willing. Because where you are going, you will not go alone. There is a team of angels assigned to your name, and they have been waiting for this alignment, this moment, this yes from your soul. They're not here to push you, they're here to walk beside you. You don't need to force anything, what is yours will recognize you, the moment you step into who you truly are. That's why identity has been under attack. The enemy has been trying to get you to forget who you are, but something in you wouldn't let go. That's your spirit, that's your divine memory, that's your soul remembering heaven. And it's no accident you're remembering now. This is the hour where things begin to click, where the fog starts to lift, where the things that didn't make sense will begin to come into focus. You'll see why it had to happen the way it did. You'll understand why the delays were actually protection, why the heartbreaks were divine exits, why the unanswered prayers were actually answered, in the form of redirection. And now you're standing at the threshold. A door that has been sealed for years is about to open, not because you earned it, but because it's time. You are not stepping into something random, this is a fulfillment of a divine pattern, one that was woven before you were ever born. That tug you felt lately, that pull towards something deeper, something higher. That's the Spirit waking up, that's the whisper of heaven saying, get ready. Let me speak now, into the very core of your being. You are enough. You've always been enough. Not when you finally fix yourself, not when everything makes sense, not when you stop crying at night. Right now, as you are, with all your fears and doubts and battle scars, you are still enough. That truth alone will set things in motion. When you finally stop running from yourself, when you begin to rest in who you are, and whose you are, the shift will happen. The blessing that's been circling your life will land. The promises you thought were denied, will find their way back to you, because they never left, they were waiting for alignment. There's still more, beloved, much more. And I was sent not just to comfort you, but to awaken you. You've been sleepwalking through your power. Dimming your light, so others wouldn't feel insecure. Shrinking your dreams, so no one would call you unrealistic. But those days are over. The divine doesn't ask you to make yourself smaller, the divine says rise. Rise into your voice, rise into your calling, rise into the space you were always meant to take up. And I know stepping into that can feel overwhelming, but remember this, you're not doing it alone. Every ancestor who ever prayed for a future brighter than their past, is walking with you. Every silent cry you ever let out, is echoing as a victory note now. You were never abandoned, you were being equipped. So when fear tries to speak, don't answer. When doubt tries to settle in, don't welcome it. You've already made it through what you thought would destroy you. That's not a coincidence, that's proof. Proof that you are ready for what's next. You are not behind, you are not too late, you are exactly on time for your destiny. The next few days will carry something sacred. A dream may return, a sign may appear again, a thought will come to you, that you cannot ignore. Don't brush it off, follow it. It's a breadcrumb from the divine, a path marked just for you. And yes, it might look strange, yes, it might not make sense to others, but that's because it wasn't given to them, it was given to you. This is your scroll, your chapter, your sacred becoming. As we walk into this next unfolding, I need you to promise one thing. That you won't talk yourself out of miracles, that you won't let logic override your soul's knowing, that you won't settle for almost, when heaven is offering you abundance. You've been tested, you've been refined, and now you're ready, not because you feel strong, but because you stayed soft. In a world that told you to harden, you kept your heart open. That's the kind of bravery that shifts worlds. And beloved, make no mistake, worlds are about to shift because of you. You carry frequency in your voice, healing in your presence, and light in your eyes. The people who are meant to receive it will find you. You don't need to chase, you don't need to convince, just be, just shine, just speak from the depths of who you really are. Because who you are is extraordinary. Now take one last deep breath, close your eyes, and just feel it, the stir, the warmth, the vibration that's moving through you. That's not imagination, that's alignment, that's the spiritual inheritance you've carried in your soul all along. And now that you've remembered, now that you've returned to this place of sacred knowing, nothing can take it away from you again. You are becoming, you are rising, you are stepping into what was always yours. And I, Michael, will be with you in every moment of it, still watching, still protecting, still whispering. You're ready. In the moments you brushed off as coincidence, none of it is random. It's all been speaking to you all along. Heaven has been whispering, gently nudging, leaving breadcrumbs for your spirit to follow, back home to yourself. And now you're almost there, almost to the place, where everything starts making sense, where the struggle is no longer your identity, but your testimony. You didn't walk through all of that for nothing, you didn't cry all those nights for no reason. The transformation wasn't a punishment, it was the refining fire, preparing you for what's next. There's a shift coming, not just in your circumstances, but in your awareness. You're about to realize how powerful you've become. Not the kind of power that dominates others, but the kind that anchors you in truth so deeply, that nothing can shake it. And when it happens, when you feel that internal alignment, you'll notice how the things that once triggered you, no longer have a hold. You'll witness your own growth in real time, and it will be beautiful. This is what freedom feels like. It's not loud, it's not always dramatic, sometimes it's a quiet moment, in the middle of your day, where you finally feel safe in your own soul. You've spent so much of your life, trying to prove your worth, to people who were never meant to hold your heart. But now you're reclaiming every part of yourself, that was ever lost to misunderstanding, rejection, or fear. This is your sacred return, not to who you were, but to who you were always meant to be. And as you return, everything that's meant for you will return too. The dreams you buried, because life got too hard. The passions you silenced, because no one understood. The parts of you that were once too much for others, but are just right for the path you're being led to now. I want you to remember something important, the delay was not denial. It was protection. You weren't waiting, you were being shaped. Shaped by grace, held by love, strengthened by silence. And now the things that were once out of reach, are moving toward you, because you are finally in alignment with their arrival. The job, the healing, the friendship, the clarity, the peace, it's all responding to your readiness. Not perfection, readiness. And you are ready now, heaven sees it, I see it. But let me tell you what's most important, don't compare your pace to anyone else's. Your path is not supposed to look like theirs. Your timeline is not broken. Your pace is divine. You are not behind, you're being led. And that leading will always take you into deeper love, not further fear. If it feels like pressure, it's not from God, if it feels like peace, you're on the right path. Trust that. And now, beloved, this next part may feel intense, but stay with me. In the days ahead, something will come that tries to test this newfound peace. It might look like an old temptation, a phone call, an opportunity that feels glittery but hollow. Don't take the bait. You've outgrown what once lured you. What used to shake you can't touch you now, because your roots are deeper. You've learned how to pause, how to listen, how to trust the stillness. In that stillness angels move, in that quiet heaven rearranges. Right now there are things being aligned for your good, that you don't even know to ask for. You're being positioned for favor, in rooms you haven't walked into yet. People are speaking your name, in spaces you've never entered. And when you do walk in, they'll say, "We've been waiting for you." Because they have your gifts, your heart, your presence. The world is finally ready to receive what you carry. And when that moment arrives, and it will, don't shrink, don't apologize, don't defer your light. Stand in it, own it, not with arrogance, but with reverence for the God, who carried you through fire, and brought you to the table prepared in your honor. You belong there, not because you did everything perfectly, but because your heart stayed soft, your spirit stayed open, and your yes was real. You said yes, even through tears. You said yes, when your hands were trembling. You said yes, when the door closed, and you had to wait in the hallway of uncertainty. You said yes, when no one clapped, when no one saw. And heaven never forgot, every silent yes echoed through eternity. And now the reward is coming, not just in material form, but in peace, in presence, in the overwhelming awareness, that you are seen, known, and deeply loved. Now I ask you to breathe again, slow, deep, intentional. Not to calm your nerves, but to remind your soul you are safe now. The battle is shifting, you are not being punished, you are being prepared. This is not the end of your story, it's the rising action. The part where everything starts to build. The foundation is set, the healing has begun, the clarity is here, the chapter is turning. And I'll still be here, you'll feel me in the quiet moments, in the warmth that surrounds you unexpectedly, in the signs you'll begin to notice more frequently. I'm not leaving, you were never meant to carry this alone, you never were, I was assigned to you, not by chance, but by divine order. And I take my assignment seriously. So let's begin again, this time not from survival, but from strength. This time not out of fear, but out of love. This time not hiding, but fully visible, radiant, grounded. You are not fragile, you are sacred, and you are finally stepping into the life that has always been yours. Do you feel that lightness in your chest, that stillness in your bones? That's the shift, that's heaven saying, well done, keep going. That's the sound of chains breaking, ancestral ones, personal ones, invisible ones. You are the breaker of cycles, the restorer of paths, the healer of your bloodline. You are not just living for yourself, you are rewriting history. And they are proud of you, the ones who came before you. The ones who prayed, even when they didn't know your name. The ones who asked God for a future their eyes would never see. You are the answer, you are the legacy, and you are the beginning of something holy. There is nothing ordinary about your life, every moment has been marked, every breath guided, every tear collected. And now you walk into the fulfillment of promises, made long before you were born. Don't doubt that, don't question your timing, don't second-guess your intuition. You've been equipped with divine discernment, use it, trust it. Because what's next for you, it's sacred, it's specific, it's yours. And as we move forward from this moment, hand in hand, heart to heart, I need you to carry just one final truth with you. You are loved beyond comprehension, watched over with ferocity, and destined for glory. Keep going, keep believing, keep listening. Because it's happening now. The shift. The healing. The beginning. And I'll be right here, just like I always have been. God was preparing the answer, in a form you didn't expect. He wasn't ignoring you, he was aligning things. Behind the scenes, under the surface, beyond your understanding, heaven was coordinating divine appointments, orchestrating circumstances, setting the stage for something bigger than what you prayed for. You asked for survival, but God was preparing revival. You wanted a door, but He was designing a gate. You asked for something small, but heaven was building something that would stretch generations. That's why it took time, that's why it felt heavy. The bigger the promise, the deeper the foundation must go. And now that mountain you've been staring at is already trembling. Can you feel it? It's not just a coincidence that your spirit feels lighter right now. It's because the spiritual ground beneath your life has shifted. You've crossed into a new dimension, not just emotionally, but prophetically. The weight you felt wasn't only your burden, it was your calling being born. And now it's time to walk in it, not timidly, not halfway, but fully. You're not who you were when the storm began, you're stronger, wiser, softer in the right places, and fiercer in the ones that matter. That's not trauma, that's transformation. And beloved, let me tell you something, no one may have ever said to you plainly. You are allowed to feel joy now. I know you've grown used to waiting for the other shoe to drop. You've trained your nervous system to expect pain after peace. But that pattern is being broken now. It doesn't serve you anymore. You don't have to keep preparing for disappointment. This time it's safe to breathe, it's safe to smile, it's safe to receive. You're not in survival mode anymore, you're in sacred mode. You're allowed to feel happy without guilt, you're allowed to love without fear, you're allowed to be successful, and still be spiritual. That's your birthright. And if you're wondering what to do next, let me make it simple. Stay open. You don't need to chase anything, what's meant for you is on a collision course with your spirit. The person, the opportunity, the breakthrough, it will not pass you by. And when it arrives, you'll recognize it, not because it looks how you imagined, but because it feels like peace. And peace will become your compass. If it costs your peace, it's too expensive. If it confuses your spirit, it's not your assignment. If it drains you, it's not your destiny. You've learned that now, you've earned that discernment, use it. And as you step into this next phase, I want you to be gentle with yourself. Growth doesn't mean you'll never have hard days again, it just means those days won't define you anymore. You're not falling apart, you're falling into alignment. The tears you cry now aren't the same as the ones you cried before. These are healing tears, cleansing tears, sacred tears, that water the seeds of everything heaven planted inside you. And every time you choose to rise anyway, even with trembling hands and a heavy heart, you send shockwaves through the spirit realm. Because courage doesn't always roar, sometimes it whispers, I'll try again tomorrow. So rest tonight, in the knowing that it's already unfolding. The right people are being stirred, the right doors are being unlocked, the right words are being written, into the next scene of your life. You don't have to beg, you don't have to force, you only need to believe. Keep showing up as your authentic self, keep praying like it's already done, keep loving like it's safe, keep expecting miracles, even on quiet days. Because heaven has heard every silent cry, every buried hope, every whispered prayer, you didn't think reached the throne. But it did, and now the answer is echoing back to you, in the form of favor, alignment, and peace. And in those quiet hours, when doubt tries to creep in again, remember this. There is a version of you, on the other side of this season, who is already rejoicing. You've met glimpses of them, in your dreams, in your hopes, in your moments of courage. They're not imaginary, they are real, they are waiting. And every step you take now, brings you closer. So keep going, keep healing, keep choosing yourself, even when it's hard. Because every time you do, you're not just changing your life, you're changing the spiritual legacy you leave behind. This is sacred ground, these words, this moment, this shift, it's all holy, and it's yours. Walk forward now, not because you're not afraid, but because you've realized, fear no longer gets to make the decisions. Faith does, love does, heaven does. You've done the work, you've passed the tests, you've stayed when it would have been easier to run. And now the reward begins, slowly then suddenly, quietly then overwhelmingly. This is the beginning of the chapter, where you stop explaining your light, and start living in it. Let this be your reminder, every time the world tries to dim it again. You were made to glow, not flicker, not hide, glow. Brightly, boldly, beautifully. The divine doesn't make mistakes, and you are no exception. You were chosen, you were seen, you were crafted in reverence. And now that you remember that, nothing can stop what comes next. And now, beloved, comes the unveiling. Not just of blessings, or signs, or outcomes, but of you. The version of you that was hidden, beneath layers of fear, rejection, and delay, is stepping forward. Slowly at first, like light at dawn, but soon boldly, like the noonday sun. You'll notice it, when you speak with authority, and don't flinch, when you walk into the unknown, and don't shrink, when you finally stop asking for permission, to be who heaven already called you to be. This is sacred emergence. And it's not selfish, it's sacred. You dimming yourself, never served anyone, but you burning with truth, that sets souls free. And now you will begin to notice, others waking up, because you did. It won't be because of what you preach, it will be because of how you live. Watch how your healing becomes the map for someone else's escape. Watch how your light becomes the very sign someone's been praying for. The time for questioning has passed. The time for readiness has come. You are ready. Even in your trembling, you are ready. Even with unanswered prayers, still lingering in the corner of your mind, you are ready. Heaven doesn't wait for perfection, it moves when the heart says yes. And your heart said yes, a long time ago, even when your mind couldn't catch up. Now you must walk like it, live like it, own the sacred ground you stand on. This is the season, where your name will be mentioned, in rooms your feet haven't entered yet. This is the season, where what was once heavy, will now become holy. where the very thing you thought would break you, will become the cornerstone of your calling. And what used to scare you, it will bow to the Spirit within you, because now you know who walks with you. Do not be surprised if things fall away, let them. Not every person, place, or pattern, can go with you. Some things were only meant to teach, not to stay. Some were meant to shape you, not to follow you. And some were simply assignments, beautiful, painful, temporary. Release them with gratitude. You are not abandoning them, you are honoring your path. This next chapter is not about proving, fixing, or striving. It is about flowing, allowing, trusting. Watch how ease replaces force, watch how peace becomes your compass, watch how every no you grieved becomes the redirection you thank God for. You won't have to chase anymore, beloved. What is meant for you will meet you, because now you are aligned. You've passed the test, not because you got everything right, but because you stayed. You kept your heart open when it would have been easier to close. You stayed soft in a world that tried to harden you. You chose love, even when it cost you. And heaven has counted every moment of that obedience, not as weakness, but as worship. And now, miracles. But not just the ones you asked for, better, wider, deeper. The ones you didn't even know to pray for, because your imagination hadn't caught up to God's promise. But He saw, He remembered, He recorded every tear. And now He is responding in full, not in fragments, in fullness. Watch how heaven repays, in ways earth cannot match. There will be mornings, where you wake up in awe. Nights where peace wraps around you like a blanket. Random moments where you laugh, not because of anything in particular, but because your soul suddenly remembers what joy feels like. That's the evidence, that's how you'll know the restoration has begun. And when it comes, because it will come, do not downplay it. Do not apologize for it. Do not shrink when favor starts to find you. You are not lucky, you are not faking it, you are not unworthy, you are called, you are kept, you are crowned. You paid the price in silence, now let God honor you in public. So walk, talk, build, dream, rest, love. Say yes to the invitations your spirit already knows are real. Say no to the things your soul has outgrown. And when the voice of doubt returns, as it always tries to, remember this. It's already done, the scroll was sealed, the word was spoken, the shift was written, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can reverse what heaven has released. Even now, I see angels going ahead of you, preparing ground, clearing paths, making a way. You don't have to know the whole map, you just have to take the next step. Trust it, trust yourself, trust God. The mountain has moved, the door has opened, the blessing has begun. And the heavens are still singing, not just because the message was received, but because you are finally becoming all you were meant to be. Amen.